In the vast expanse of the cosmos, where stars birth and die in celestial grandeur, there exists a galaxy bathed in the emerald glow of its twin suns. Among the myriad planets orbiting these suns, one world, Viridia, stood out with its lush forests and deep blue seas, a jewel of life in the cold void of space. The Viridian forests were home to an incredible variety of flora and fauna, some of which were intelligent and capable of thoughts and emotions akin to humans. In one such forest, beneath the towering canopies and amid the chirping of Viridian silver-winged birds, a unique event was about to unfold. In the heart of this forest lay a clearing, where the light of the suns broke through the dense leaves in golden streams. At the edge of this clearing, hidden by the thick underbrush, stood Queen Mira, the ruler of the Aztar, a race of sentient beings resembling Earth's conception of elves, but with shimmering, translucent skin and eyes like molten silver. Queen Mira was renowned not only for her wisdom, but also for her curiosity about the universe and its many mysteries. On this day, her attention was captured not by diplomatic envoys or the reports of her scouts, but by a simple, earthbound strawberry. This was no ordinary fruit. It was a gift from the stars, brought to Viridia by a human astronaut named Captain James T. Caldwell. The astronaut had come in peace, hoping to establish a friendly relationship with the Aztar and share knowledge and resources. Captain Caldwell, a middle-aged man with a weathered face and kind eyes, stood beside Queen Mira, watching her with a mixture of anticipation and nervousness. He had traveled across galaxies, encountered numerous species, but never had he met anyone quite like Queen Mira. Her beauty was otherworldly, her presence both soothing and intimidating. "My queen," Captain Caldwell began, his voice steady despite his awe. "This is a strawberry, a simple fruit from my home planet, Earth. It's sweet and beloved by many. I bring it as a symbol of friendship and hope." Queen Mira listened intently, her head tilted slightly to the side, her eyes reflecting the verdant world around her. She reached out with slender fingers, the tips glowing faintly, and took the strawberry. It was a small, heart-shaped fruit, its surface gleaming under the sun's dual light. As she brought the strawberry to her lips, the forest seemed to hold its breath. The moment the fruit's flesh met her tongue, a surge of energy pulsed through her. The sweetness of the strawberry was unlike anything she had ever tasted, a burst of pure, unadulterated joy that flooded her senses. But something unexpected happened next. A ripple of energy emanated from Queen Mira, spreading outwards and causing the flora around her to glow with an ethereal light. The queen staggered, overwhelmed by the intensity of the sensation. Her usual composure gave way to a sudden wild laughter, a sound both beautiful and terrifying. Captain Caldwell stepped back, his eyes wide with shock. The simple act of eating a strawberry had unleashed something within the alien queen, something potent and perhaps uncontrollable. "My queen, are you all right?" he asked, concern lacing his words. Queen Mira's laughter slowly subsided, and she steadied herself, leaning lightly against a nearby tree. Her eyes, now swirling with streaks of pink, met Caldwell's with an intensity that made him shiver. "I am more than all right, Captain," she replied, her voice a melodic whisper that seemed to harmonize with the wind. "This strawberry, it has awakened something within me, something ancient and powerful. I must understand it." As the light around her stabilized and the forest's glow dimmed, Queen Mira stood tall, her decision clear. "Captain, your gift has not only brought joy but a mystery. I invite you to join me on this journey of discovery. Together, we shall explore the depths of this new awakening." Captain Caldwell, though still processing the turn of events, nodded in agreement. Whatever had just happened, it was the beginning of a story neither Earth nor Viridia could have anticipated. Thus the journey began, with a strawberry and a queen at the heart of an interstellar enigma. Queen Mira and Captain Caldwell ventured deeper into the forest, accompanied by a retinue of Aztar warriors, whose translucent armor blended seamlessly with the surrounding foliage. The air was thick with the scent of nectar and the symphony of unseen creatures. Mira led the way, her steps light and assured, her mind a whirlwind of thoughts and newfound sensations. As they walked, The effects of the strawberry continued to manifest. The flora they passed seemed to react to Mira's presence, illuminating with soft, pulsating lights that mirrored the rhythm of her heart. It was as if the entire forest was attuning itself to her altered state. Captain Caldwell, observing these phenomena, couldn't help but feel both fascination and a growing apprehension. He noted every detail, aware that the implications of this encounter could extend far beyond this alien forest. "My queen, have the Aztar ever experienced anything like this before?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper, as if afraid to disturb the delicate balance of this alien world. Mira paused, her gaze drifting towards the canopy above where light filtered through in kaleidoscopic patterns. "No," she murmured. "Our legends speak of times when the forest sang with a light similar to this, but never has it been so responsive. It's as though the very essence of Viridia is reacting to the energies within me." The group came upon a clearing where the ground was carpeted with luminescent moss. Mira stepped into the center, and the light surged upwards, enveloping her in a cocoon of radiant energy. The spectacle was breathtaking. Captain Caldwell and the Aztar guards stood back, watching as the queen closed her eyes and raised her arms. The energy around her swirled, forming intricate patterns in the air. It was clear that the strawberry had not merely affected her physically, but had unlocked a latent power that even she seemed unaware of. After a moment, Mira's eyes snapped open, now glowing a deep, vibrant shade of emerald. She looked towards Caldwell with a serene expression. "Captain, this isn't just about the fruit. It's about potential. Potential that has been dormant within us for generations. What you've brought us is a catalyst, a key to unlocking what we've lost over millennia." They continued their exploration, moving towards an ancient site known to the Aztar as the Heart of Viridia, a sacred place said to be connected to the life force of the planet itself. The journey was silent, save for the rustling of leaves and the distant calls of creatures. Upon reaching the site, a massive stone structure overgrown with vines and moss, Mira approached a pedestal that stood at its center. Intricate carvings covered its surface, depicting the celestial alignments and various species of Viridia in a dance of unity and life. Placing her hands on the cool stone, Mira's energy flowed outward, and the carvings began to glow, one by one. The air around them thrummed with power, and the ground trembled slightly under their feet. Captain Caldwell watched in awe. "What are you doing?" "I am speaking to the planet," Mira responded, her voice echoing with a resonance that seemed to come from the earth itself. "I am asking it to remember, to awaken." The response was immediate and awe-inspiring. From the ground surged a column of light, shooting upwards into the sky, visible even to the distant orbiting ships of Caldwell's fleet. As the light faded, Mira turned to Caldwell, her eyes now a normal silver. "We have much to learn and understand, Captain. This event has linked our destinies in ways we cannot yet comprehend. We must delve into the ancient knowledge of my people and perhaps combine it with your human insights." As night fell and the twin moons of Viridia rose in the sky, casting a soothing glow over the forest, Mira and Caldwell prepared for a night of discussion and planning. The possibilities were endless, and the stakes were higher than ever before. The universe had indeed opened a new chapter for both their worlds, driven by an event as simple as tasting a strawberry. Under the light of Viridia's twin moons, Captain Caldwell and Queen Mira convened a gathering at the heart of Viridia. This was no ordinary meeting. It had the feel of a symposium with representatives not just from the Aztar and humans, but also emissaries from neighboring star systems who had observed the celestial phenomenon. The night air was charged with a blend of anticipation and the faint, sweet aroma of the blooming nocturnal flowers. As the various delegates arrived, the clearing was transformed into a hub of interspecies dialogue. Each group brought with them their unique perceptions and knowledge, weaving a tapestry of ideas and theories about the recent events. The atmosphere was one of collaboration, underpinned by the shared excitement of discovery and the subtle anxiety about the unknown powers at play. The Elumarians, beings of light and energy from the nearby system of Illuma, communicated their thoughts through pulses of color and intensity, suggesting that Mira's experience might signify a resonance event, a rare cosmic alignment that amplifies latent energies. Meanwhile, the Granak, a species known for their geological expertise, offered insights into the planetary impacts of such energy surges. Their leader, a robust figure with a skin like molten rock, rumbled his concerns about the stability of planetary cores when subjected to intense energy fields. Mira listened intently, her mind processing the influx of information. Beside her, Captain Caldwell took meticulous notes, aware that the outcomes of this meeting could have implications far beyond this forest or even this planet. "My esteemed friends," Mira finally spoke, her voice clear and resonant. "This convergence of knowledge highlights a critical path forward. We must consider not only the scientific implications, but also the cultural and ethical dimensions of what we might unleash." She proposed the creation of a combined task force, consisting of members from each represented species, to explore the phenomena more deeply, and to oversee the safe exploration of these newfound energies. Her suggestion was met with nods of agreement and murmurs of assent from around the circle. The delegates agreed on a series of experiments to be conducted under controlled conditions, with the dual goal of understanding the source of Mira's transformation and ensuring the safety of Viridia's ecosystem. Captain Caldwell volunteered the human fleet's advanced scientific equipment for the task, coupling it with the Astar's profound understanding of their planet's life force. As the meeting drew to a close, the groups dispersed under a sky lit by the swirling lights of ships taking off, each returning to their respective territories to prepare for the upcoming collaborations. The clearing was quiet once more, save for the lingering energies that hummed through the air, a reminder of the power that had brought them all together. Mira and Caldwell remained, looking up at the stars, each lost in thought. "Today, we've set the foundation for something greater than any of us," Caldwell said quietly, the weight of responsibility evident in his tone. "Yes," Mira agreed, her gaze reflective. "And whatever we discover, we must ensure that this knowledge serves to unite, not divide. The balance of power in the universe may well depend on it." With the echoes of the day's discussions reverberating in their minds, they prepared for the first experiments that would hopefully shed light on the mysteries unlocked by a single, extraordinary strawberry. The implications were vast, but so were the opportunities, as infinite as the stars above. The morning brought with it a flurry of activity around the heart of Viridia. The assembled task force wasted no time in setting up their equipment, a blend of alien technology that looked as though it had sprung from the pages of a science fiction novel. Instruments designed to measure energy flux, dimensional stability, and bioresonance were calibrated and deployed around the clearing, turning the serene forest into a high-tech laboratory. Captain Caldwell oversaw the human contribution with meticulous care, ensuring that the sensitive devices were properly aligned with the Astar's naturalistic methods. Beside him, Mira conferred with the Elumerians and Granak, her presence serving as a bridge between the diverse scientific cultures. As the initial tests commenced, the atmosphere was tense with concentration. Data streamed in real time onto holoscreens, painting a complex picture of the energies at play. The site itself seemed to respond to the presence of so many curious beings, with subtle shifts in the ambient light and a gentle vibration underfoot. "My queen, the early readings are off the charts," reported Jahar, one of Mira's trusted advisors and a skilled energy manipulator. "It appears that the event has left a residual effect, not just in you but in the land itself." Mira nodded, her expression thoughtful. "Then we are dealing with something that transcends my individual experience. It is a planetary, perhaps even a cosmic phenomenon." As they delved deeper into the experiments, an unexpected pattern emerged. The energies did not dissipate as anticipated, but instead began to coalesce around Mira, drawn to her like iron filings to a magnet. The phenomenon was observed with a mixture of awe and concern by the assembled scientists. The Granak specialist, a burly entity named Throm, suggested an audacious idea. "What if we attempt to channel this energy through a controlled conduit? If we can direct the flow, we may be able to understand its nature and origin." With careful planning, a device was constructed on the spot, utilizing Elumerian light technology and Granac mineral composites. This conduit was designed to be both flexible and incredibly durable, capable of withstanding the powerful forces they were dealing with. Mira agreed to be the focal point for this experiment, standing within a circle marked out by glowing stones. As the energy was directed towards her through the conduit, the air around the clearing shimmered with power. Caldwell watched, his heart racing with both excitement and fear. The energy beam hit Mira, enveloping her in a cocoon of light. For a moment, she seemed to disappear within a blaze of brilliance. Then, as quickly as it had begun, the light dissipated. Mira remained standing, her figure silhouetted against the intense glow. Slowly the light faded, and she stepped forward, her eyes wide with wonder and realization. "The energy," she said, her voice resonant with newfound understanding. "It's ancient, a remnant of the cosmos's creation. It's not just Viridian, it's universal, part of the fabric of space and time itself." The implications of her statement were profound. This energy, linked to the birth of the universe, might be present in all life, waiting to be awakened. The task force now faced the monumental task of exploring this connection, with potential ramifications for life across the galaxies. As the teams discussed the next steps, there was a sense of unity and purpose. They were no longer representatives of different species or planets, but scientists and explorers united by a common quest for knowledge. The experiments continued into the evening, each test unraveling more layers of the cosmic mystery they were now a part of. With each discovery, the task force grew more determined to uncover the full potential and implications of the energy that had been awakened by a simple terrestrial strawberry. As the experiments advanced, a vast network of sensors and equipment sprawled like a second skin over the surface of Viridia's forest floor, each device humming and blinking in synchrony. Above, the skies were monitored by satellites from the coalition of species. Their sensors pointed not only downward, but outward into the depths of space, tracing the faint threads of the mysterious energy. In the makeshift lab, Captain Caldwell and Mira stood before a large display, where streams of data flowed across the screen in an intricate dance of numbers and graphs. They were not alone. The space was abuzz with activity as scientists from different worlds communicated rapidly, their voices a cacophony of excitement and urgency. "Look here," pointed an Elumerian physicist, their form flickering with hues of excitement. "The energy patterns resemble the cosmic microwave background radiation, but far more complex. It's as if we're looking at the echoes of the Big Bang, reimagined through this new lens." Mira, absorbing every word, felt a deep resonance within her. The energy that had been awakened by the strawberry connected her not just to her planet, but to the very essence of the universe. It was both exhilarating and daunting. Meanwhile, Throm, the Granic specialist, was deep in discussion with a human engineer, configuring a device that could potentially allow them to project the energy safely, to observe its effects on organic and inorganic matter alike. "If we adjust the frequency modulation here," Throm suggested, indicating a series of crystalline structures embedded within the device, "we might be able to initiate a controlled manifestation of the energy." The experiment setup was meticulous. In the center of the lab, a containment field hummed to life, creating a vacuum of energy where they could safely experiment without fear of unintended consequences. Within this field, samples ranging from simple inorganic compounds to complex biological tissues were placed, ready to be exposed to the harnessed cosmic energy. Mira volunteered once more to interact with the energy, her body now seemingly attuned to its frequency. As the energy was channeled through the new device, directed into the containment field, the results were immediate and startling. The inorganic samples began to exhibit unexpected changes. Metals became translucent, and rocks pulsed with a faint light. The biological samples showed even more drastic transformations, with plants rapidly going through cycles of growth and decay, and tissue samples regenerating or reshaping themselves. "This is revolutionary," exclaimed a human biologist, her eyes wide with wonder and a hint of fear. "This energy, it doesn't just affect physical states. It influences time and biological processes as well. The group's excitement was tempered by the realization of the power they were dealing with. Mira sensed the weight of their responsibility. "We must tread carefully," she cautioned. "This energy, while promising, holds the power to reshape worlds. We must understand its limits and implications fully before we can even think of harnessing it." Her words brought a solemn nod from Caldwell, who had seen both the wonders and horrors of scientific advancement during his time in space. "Agreed. The potential is immense, but so are the risks. Our next steps must be guided by wisdom and a deep respect for this power." As night fell on Viridia, the lab continued to glow with activity. Teams worked in shifts, monitoring the ongoing experiments, while others pored over the data, seeking patterns and theories that could explain the fundamental nature of the cosmic energy. In the quiet corners of the lab, Mira and Caldwell shared a moment of reflection, looking out at the starlit sky. The energy they were exploring seemed to bind everything together, a discovery that could change the understanding of the universe. It was a moment of profound significance, filled with the promise of new horizons and the daunting prospect of navigating them responsibly. The breakthroughs from the Viridian experiments rippled through the scientific communities of multiple worlds, sparking debates, theories, and a newfound hunger for knowledge about the cosmic energy. Conferences were convened across galaxies, where the brightest minds gathered to discuss the implications of what was being termed the Viridian phenomenon. In the heart of these intellectual tempests, Mira emerged as a pivotal figure. Her unique connection to the energy made her both a subject of study and a leader in the effort to understand it. Under her guidance, the coalition of species developed protocols for experimenting with and harnessing the energy, always with an emphasis on caution and respect for its power. Back on Viridia, Captain Caldwell supervised the construction of a new facility, designed specifically for the safe study and application of the cosmic energy. This facility, nestled between the lush forests and crystal-clear lakes of Viridia, became a beacon of interspecies cooperation and scientific advancement. As the new center began its operations, the first controlled application of the energy was initiated. A barren moon orbiting Viridia was chosen as the test site. Here, the task force applied the energy in a concentrated burst, under strict controls. The results were nothing short of miraculous. Within hours, the moon's barren surface began to show signs of transformation. Microbial life flourished, atmospherics changed, and water ice melted into newly formed lakes. This is creation," murmured a junior Astar scientist, her voice a mix of awe and fear as she observed the changes from a safe distance. Mira, watching the live feed from the control room, felt a profound connection to the forces they were unleashing. "It is creation," she agreed solemnly, "and it is our duty to ensure it remains a force for good." Amidst the successes, there were also lessons learned. An experiment aimed at reversing the decay in an ancient Viridian tree backfired when the energy proved too potent, causing a rapid and uncontrollable growth that threatened nearby structures. The incident served as a stark reminder of the energy's potential for destruction if mismanaged. With each experiment, the protocols were refined and understanding deepened. The coalition introduced a certification program for scientists working with the energy, ensuring that everyone involved had a deep understanding of its complexities and consequences. In time, the energy began to be seen as a key to solving many of the universe's most pressing issues. From terraforming planets to extending life, the applications seemed endless. However, with each potential use, ethical debates intensified. Mira, Caldwell, and their teams found themselves at the center of these discussions, advocating for a balanced approach that weighed the benefits against the risks. One evening, as the twin suns of Viridia set, casting a golden glow over the land, Mira and Caldwell met in the gardens of the research facility. They walked together, their conversation reflecting on the journey that had started with a simple act of curiosity. "We have opened a door to the unknown, Captain," Mira said, her voice thoughtful. "And with it comes immense responsibility. How we choose to walk this path will define not just our futures, but perhaps the future of the cosmos." Caldwell nodded, his expression serious but hopeful. Then let us ensure that our steps are cautious, wise, and always guided by the greater good. The universe has entrusted us with a powerful tool. It's up to us to use it wisely. As night fell and the stars blinked into existence above, the two stood in silent agreement, their resolve firm. The path forward was uncertain and fraught with challenges, but together they were ready to navigate it, armed with knowledge and a profound respect for the life-altering power they had uncovered.